Get me that signal. We need no panic.
Gentlemen, I've called this meeting to inform you that XCOM has been infiltrated by the enemy. A coded transmission was beamed from Alpha Base to an alien mothership parked in orbit over your country of Fredonia. We fear an attack on Fredonia is imminent.
I thought you said this was important. You know I hate answering the phone in my pajamas. Why I've got a phone in my pajamas, I'll never figure out.
This is important, boss. He says that we got an alien attack coming. Isn't that right, the director?
That's right, Mr. Secretary. If only we could locate the infiltrator in your country, we might be able to stave off the attack. Yes, sir, you have something to say?
He says that why you only give him this horn when he's in charge of security for the entire country.
Because when I gave him a gun, he kept shooting at me.
He says it was for the good of the country.
Gentlemen, if I could interrupt, we have a plan to stop the attack and turn back the aliens, but I'll need your country's full cooperation. I'd like to go over the specifics with you. Are you sure this channel is secure?
Of course I'm sure. The cable company scrambles everything ever since I canceled HBO.
He says it's not as secure as you think, boss.
Let's speed this up, Furious. I got a date with a pillow, and it charges by the hour.
Okay, here's the plan.
So I had started to do an entire turn of the game, and I went through the whole thing, and then I realized that it was almost a half hour long. So I'm going to do a quick overview for this video, and then I'll have a separate video where I go through an entire turn and you can see how an entire turn works. But basically, here's the board and all the components. There's not really as many components as you would think because a lot of them are handled by the app itself. The object of the game is to defeat the aliens, keep them from taking over the planet. After playing through some turns, you're going to be assigned this final mission, and if you can defeat the final mission, then you've won the game. Otherwise, you can lose in a lot of different ways. You can lose by, over here, this is the track where we measure the panic of all the different countries of the world, which is broken into 6 different segments. Once 2 of these move up to the orange area here, that means that the game's over because 2 countries have panicked and you lose. Or aliens can take over your base and then you lose. Your base gets destroyed and you've lost. There are 4 different assignments, kind of like in Pandemic. There's 4 different assignments or roles for players in this game, and all 4 have to be filled in order to play the game. You have to have a chief scientist who handles the research. You have to have a squad leader who handles assigning troops to different missions and defending the base. You have to have a commander who handles taking care of the cache and the interceptors that you use to shoot down UFOs. And you have to have a central officer who handles the satellites and communication and stops aliens from kicks the aliens out of orbit around our wonderful little planet here. As you play the game, you can learn new technologies with your research guy, and these technologies are cards that will go in, like this technology applies to the commander. So the commander, if we got this, would get this card. He could use it during the resolution phase of the turn. There's 2 phases in each turn. There's a timed phase and there's a resolution phase. The time phase is handled by the app. Well, all the phases are really. It's handled by the app. It gives you so much time to accomplish each task. Each player will be madly scrambling to make sure that they get what they have to do completed during that time. Meanwhile, aliens start attacking different areas of the board. They'll start attacking your base. You'll send your dudes out on a mission. You will send your interceptors out to shoot down alien UFOs. You will send satellites out to shoot down aliens that go into orbit around the planet. And if you leave too many aliens in orbit around the planet, they'll disrupt your communications and mess up your app. Yeah, it's true. They'll make it so you won't know exactly what's going on until you clear those aliens out of orbit around the Earth. There is a whole stack of aliens that comes with the game. Each mission, the game will tell you, the app will tell you which aliens are included in the particular game you're playing. I believe it depends upon difficulty level you select. The first game you're going to choose tutorial mode, and it's going to teach you how to play, and it's not timed at all, and it's nice. You get to take it nice and easy, and you can learn during that one, and it teaches you the whole game. The instructions, as opposed to 90 billion% of the Fantasy Flight games out there, it's 4 pages. See that? That's the rules. All it does is tell you how to set up the initial board, and then you start the app, and the app takes you through the rest. So I would hit play. I'm doing 1 player. Next. Let's go on easy mode. Let me tell you, normal mode kicked my butt. Then it tells me there's like 6 different alien plans. This one is saying use the infiltration plan. So I take the card that says infiltration for the aliens, and that becomes their master plan, the one that I am trying to stop. Next, it tells me which aliens are going to be included in this mission. And there's 5 different alien types that are going to be included. I take all those aliens out of the stack of aliens, shuffle them together, put them in the pile on the side, and when I got to draw aliens, that's where I pull them from. My HQ location is in Australia, so I take the little HQ token, put that in Australia, and that's where my HQ is. And that means I also get to take the one special commander card that is specific for Australia. Last, it tells me how to set up the countries in their initial panicked state on the board here. So I would set the countries up like that, and they will slowly go that way, and I will try to be moving them back the other way to keep them not from panicking. The more panicked they are, the less money I get each turn. Money is really important. If I run out of money during my turn, panic levels go up. I can actually lose the game by not planning my money enough. And then at that point, I would hit start. And this would be the time phase getting ready to go. That's where everyone would start rushing around, trying to do their technologies. Aliens start coming out. Crises start happening. Aliens start invading your base. A mission comes out. You have to assign guys to your mission. You have to assign guys to defend your base. All kinds of things happen during this time phase. You're rushing around to get that done. It takes a couple of minutes to go through, maybe 2, 3 at the most. And then you go to the resolution phase. And at the resolution phase, you take it easy, you relax, you start rolling to see if you complete all your tasks, and everything is rolled pretty much in the same way. You will get a number of dice that the XCOM can use, depending on how many you've assigned to the task, whether it be scientists, satellites, members of squads, or whatever it is. If you have 2 assigned, you would roll your 2 XCOM dice, and you're looking for successes. There's 2 successes on each die, and the rest is blank. But what's unique is you also have this alien die, right? It's an 8-sider. And there is this threat track, which starts at 1 for each task that you're doing. Right? It's up there in the corner of the board. It starts at 1, and when you roll this die, if you roll a 1, and it's on 1, that means bad things happen. Your squad gets killed. Your scientists get exhausted. Your satellites get shot down. So you want to always roll a number higher than whatever your current threat level is on that track. And so I would take all 3 of these dice. Let's say I'm rolling for 2 of my scientists to complete a research project. I roll the dice. I rolled a 2, but it's on 1, so I'm not worried there, but I did not get a success, so I can now push my luck. So I'll move it up to 2, and I can roll again. Still no successes, and I rolled a 4, so I'm still safe. I move it up to 3. I keep pushing my luck, as long as I want to keep rolling. I got 1 success, which is good. I'm going to complete that tech. But I rolled a 1 over here, which means my scientist is now exhausted. I flip him over to his exhausted side. I have completed this tech. I do get that. And That's how that works. It'll go all the way up to 5. You'll have this 8-sider, and if you roll, you need to roll a 6, 7, or 8 to avoid bad things happening to you. If you happen to have, say, 3 interceptors over here, and you screw up on your threat roll, all 3 of these guys get wiped out. They're all dead. Sure, you can maybe kill the alien at the same time. Same with squads. You assign 2 guys to a couple of guys to attack an alien dude, and you roll bad, all your guys are dead. Poof. You have to hire new ones next turn. And you can, because they just go back in the reserves, and then you can rehire them. But you got to have the money. So money is very important. That's a basic overview of the whole game. It's a lot of fun. Didn't show you the crisis cards. Crisis are bad things that will happen no matter what you do. You'll come to despise them horribly. Also, you can have elite soldiers. Elite soldiers get to roll an extra die on their turn. That's about all I got. That is the overview of how you play XCOM, the board game.
XCOM is not like any game I've played before. Because of the use of the app, it's integral to playing the game. This is good and bad for a few reasons. First off, the phone being used is out of commission for the course of the game. Don't stop to see what text you just got. Because when I did, the application closed and the game we'd been playing was gone. So they need some kind of save feature for the app that automatically saves after each turn. It might be added by the time this review goes out, but as of this writing, there was no save feature. Second, you have to be coordinated. You know, you could use a tablet too, and that makes it a lot easier because the tablet's a lot bigger. Anyway, second, you have to be coordinated and move fast when you're playing so that you get everything done in time. The hardest part is the communicating to the commander how much cash you're going to need that turn. I've lost games due to poor coordination where nations went into a panic because I didn't have enough cash to pay the bills. The cash management is very important. Figure out a way to effectively communicate. Maybe use a little marker board and everybody marks how much cash they're going to need. I mean, you got to move fast or you will lose. When you run low on funds, research is the first to go. Expect the research player to get a bit bored as the game goes on. The app actually teaches you the game in tutorial mode. And this is awesome. I thought I became an expert after the tutorial, but then I tried a game on normal mode, and man, I was lost within 5 minutes. My advice, go from tutorial to easy mode, and then expect to pause a lot. Eventually, you'll work your way up to normal. Hard? I haven't even tried hard. The actual rules are fairly thin. It's like 4 pages. The app does all of the teaching work. On the good side, the app works well. I knew what to do. The game system is much simpler than you would think thanks to the use of this app. There was a lot less in the box than I was expecting because the app handles a lot of the details that would normally be tokens or cards or dials or something. I can't help but wonder how smart this app actually is. How much does it actually plan out? I have no clue, but it works, and it works well. They need to add 2 animations, though, to the app. It needs both a players win and players lose animation at the end of the game. There's currently nothing. So you just kind of shrug your shoulders and say, well, you want to try again? I want a paragraph of text, flavor text with accompanying music that tell me how great we are and that we defeated the alien threat. Or the exact opposite, that we suck if we lose. I need closure, and they really need to add something. Anything. The game is simple to set up. It has great components, and it's fun. If you have players who are used to working at chess speed, then don't ask them to play. If you have a crew dedicated to playing Space Cadets Dice Duel and you're used to chaotic play, then by all means this game is some of the most fun you'll have driving back an alien invasion. A few of the things I didn't like, I didn't appreciate that 3-hole interceptors can get wiped out with 1 roll of the dice. Same with the soldiers. If you fail a roll, everyone at that location who was attacking that enemy is dead, and all the remaining aliens just waltz through your base or wipe a country off the map. It happens all the time. The push your luck aspect of the dice rolling is genius, however, because you sometimes need to risk everything on one roll of the dice, and it makes for some fun, tense moments. I'm impressed with this first effort to combine board games with technology. Well, close to the first, you know. But I think they'll be able to, plus I think they'll be able to release expansions or add-ons for the game right over the internet. So if the game is popular, there's a possibility we'll be able to get free or low-cost expansions. Yeah, I know, I'm dreaming. We'll see how that plays out. Does the game feel like the XCOM series of video games? Absolutely. So I'm having a great time playing it. You feel like you've just actually saved the Earth when you win because you're tired, you're happy, that adrenaline is pumping through your veins. Kudos to making what I'm dubbing a partial real-time alien invasion strategy game. Overall, fans of the game series and players who appreciate a bit of frantic scrambling in their games will love XCOM from Fantasy Flight Games. For those who just can't make themselves move fast or don't appreciate this theme, then it isn't the game for you. Thanks for joining me for this review of XCOM the board game from Fantasy Flight Games. Let me know if you found this review helpful by leaving a comment or sending me an email at elliot_miller@voiceofe.com. Make sure to subscribe to the Voice of V on YouTube, as I'll have plenty of gaming, entertainment, and comic book coverage this year. And it should be a lot of fun. Wasn't this fun? It was fun! That was the Marx Brothers. Yeah. You don't know it? Look them up. Thanks again, and until next time, keep your mind free. Me? I'm Nick Furious, classic Nick Furious. You know, not ultimate Nick Furious. I couldn't pull that off. Classical. Right. That's right. All right.
Give me that signal. We need more power.